Come on in the room. This is the Morning Blunt. I am your least favorite uncle, Mr. Dwayne Derrick Carter.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Big Fella J in the building.
Kashawn.
Oh, my bad. I cut your introduction off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Talk your shit.
I was gonna say hello.
All right, and we are back, and today we have just a day of trending topics. We all know about certain things going on in the world. Let's start with schools have started to open worldwide. Some of them are virtually, but most of them are in person. Is it a good idea or is it not a good idea?
Shout out to Hampton City Schools. I appreciate y'all for all y'all do for me and the paychecks y'all give me. As long as those paychecks come out.
You as a teacher,
I don't care.
you as an educator, how do you feel?
I feel like it's safer for the adults deal with kids that it's virtual. Because I mean, yeah, it's less likely for a kid to get a kid can still get coronavirus. Let's not just grab, but it's safer for it's so many adults in the building, like, and even like any school you're at, it's always something that goes through your school that year. Each season, we always have something go through the school, like whether it's a stomach virus, a flu.
That's the most common
like
one right
it's
there.
all the contagion. It's too much that go around in the school. Even it's not safe for the kids to go home at the end of a day and then interact with their parents, not knowing if they passing around the germ or not. You know what I'm saying? So I think educationally, it's not going to be good at all. It's not. I'm praying for our kindergarten, preschool through third graders. That's where most of your basic knowledge comes. Like, that's the most important years. And I'm hoping that they're able to some way still get the kids that type of education. Like, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be super hard. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I don't got nothing to say.
You started smiling and stuff like you had something to say.
I don't got nothing to say. These kids should not be in school, and they're gonna be in school, but oh well.
Well, it's a lot. It's up to your district, you know, and it's up to what your superintendent believes in. It's up to your state what their health system believes in, their health department. Virginia is right now is focused on safety, and that's for us. That's good for us as even individuals. How many times you run into kids out and about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot.
No.
So.
Not as
In a
much
store,
as
in
you
a,
used to.
you don't know whether you done in Walmart and done touched the cart that a kid done touched that ain't been cleaned yet.
I mean, but they're doing a good job on sanitation and things like that at grocery stores when it comes to
Barely.
barely.
It's
I mean, I'm saying grocery stores
March
as a
through
whole,
March through June,
they
was on it.
But
July and August, they
but
done slacked off a
you
lot.
said it right there. March through June, we were in a different phase than June through now.
Right.
So,
But you still shouldn't lax up, and that's the problem.
well,
This is
the
the wrong
guidelines
time.
have gotten relaxed. So since the guidelines have gotten relaxed, people are just going
The guidelines
in
are
and
not relaxed. All they really did was say that you can just have more people around you. They didn't say nothing about you can't clean shit the same fucking way. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. The only thing that changed is that you can have more people around you. And they still stay 6 feet apart. You can just now have 50 people around you that's 6 feet apart.
6 feet is far, by the way. It's farther than people think.
Yeah,
And
when
like,
you
when
really
you
measure
actually get
out
a
6
tape measure,
feet, 6 feet
like,
is pretty like.
that shit
I'm
is low
6
key
feet
kind
on
of
a good day,
Like,
so
I be
I
like,
know how.
bro, that's how I be like, damn.
And then they said that's not even like a good even a space.
Because you
No.
really could
They
go
take-
10 feet.
That shit can travel.
Like, it depends on
That's scary to think about. Breath can travel that far.
Yeah, bro. Them
It's-
germs and shit. Like,
It's air.
Breath.
You know how the airbenders be.
I think that right now is like not the time to be relaxed at all. Like going into cold and flu season is not.
That's
This is
another
the time
thing
to
right
lock
there.
that down for real.
I
We really need to go back to phase 1 type of things so that at least we could get through half of the flu season.
I would rather you keep kids out of school that first semester
Right.
during the bulk of the season change,
Right.
cold and flu season, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then maybe second semester we might try and see
But
how
second
it goes.
semester is still like June 20th. Like, that's still, January 20th is still in the middle of cold and flu season.
Yeah, it is. I'm just saying as a way to let's try.
There is not a good time to. There's never a season where you're just. Summer is the only time where you're least likely to get cold and flu and spring
People
germs.
get summer colds all
You
the
know what I'm saying?
time.
Cause in the
It's the
spring,
cold.
in the spring, autumn allergies, germs is everywhere in the spring. Like, you sneezing, you coughing, eyes itching, you rubbing your eyes, rubbing your nose running. Like, that's not a good time. Like, the school year is just not a good time for germs at all. Like, I'm not scared of it. I'm gonna still go to work. I'm going to do what I do. If we go back to even in person with the kids, I'm going to work and do what I do. But
Are you going back?
It's pretty sooner or later. Yeah,
You know what I'm
sooner or
saying?
later.
So
You going back?
Sooner or
it's
later.
just
It-
I feel sad that some of my friends and my fellow teachers are put in a position where they got to choose whether they want to do what they love or retire or quit. You know, it's a.
I know a lot of teachers was saying though on Facebook that but they ain't fucking with virtual learning anyway. Though.
No, virtual learning is terrible.
It's not terrible.
No, Dwight.
It's terrible.
Dwight.
It's not terrible.
Dwight, no,
It's
listen.
not terrible.
It's
The
not terrible.
idea-
It's not
the
terrible
idea-
from
The
outside.
idea is not terrible.
Go ahead. I'm gonna give you the
execution-
inside.
The execution of the idea may need a lot of work, but you gotta understand, we're not prepared for something like this.
No.
So it's gonna be a lot of trial and error when it comes. We gotta do something. This is a quote unquote new disease or new strand of disease that we virtually really know nothing about.
No, still don't.
Still don't. We still speculating on how it came to be. So I mean,
Besides the conspiracy.
yeah, conspiracies.
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean, but we so
Ooh, I'm
we
showing my
can't
feet.
we can't be like
Oh,
we-
foot all in the camera.
we can't be like let's just go back to how things was because that's
It's not-
comfortable.
there is no more
No,
normal.
there is no more
there's no
normal.
normal.
This is the new way of
But-
life, at least for the next couple years. Like honestly, it is. So you have to think about where we got to move forward, or how can we keep our kids educated. What's the best way to do it? And I think that's something we need to be asking, our presidential candidates for this.
That don't even matter though. Why would you ask the president about that if they can't even control none of that?
Well, it's not necessarily of control on what is a sort of plan in
Right.
acting
That's
to help diminish what
Right.
we know is already going to happen.
that was a good. I
Where
thought
are
that
the
was somebody that-
proactive solutions?
This is their background. Like he needs to come out and if he does that, that wins a lot of people over.
That,
right now.
where's the
People are
calling
looking
of
for
the
that right
record?
now.
Where's the calling of the record when it comes to Trump? You had 4 years. Nobody's calling this man on his
Why
record.
you talk about Joe? What the fuck?
Joe shouldn't be doing nothing.
Oh,
Well, not
shit.
necessarily nothing. Let me take that back. Let me reel that back real quick.
I was like, you talking about Joe Kennedy? Look who the nigga that already got people in power.
That's a Joe. If Joe wants to win some people back to his side, whomever is switching, which they shouldn't anyway. But
Nobody is calling him on his record. The problem in 2016 was the man had no record. So we couldn't call him on anything, so everybody's like, well, let's give him a chance. Really? We got a person that has an okay record that's pretty blemishable, but then we got somebody that doesn't have a record at all. You now have had 4 years. Nobody's calling you, they're calling you barely on the good things you did the past 4 years. So let's think about the quote unquote bad things or the things we necessarily didn't like that you did.
Bessie
Why
DeVos
aren't we
is a
doing
failure.
that? Bessie DeVos is
Absolute
a
failure.
one. I wouldn't say she's a failure, but I would say this is somebody you need to be like questioning.
Like that.
I say that she is not equipped for the job.
Wait, I'm
but
confused.
what's that?
Rewind that back. Who is Betsy?
Betsy DeVos is the Secretary of Education.
Secretary of
She's in
Education.
power now.
Yes.
Who put her there?
Trump.
Okay.
Trump appointed her.
Okay. And who needs to?
I said Biden needs to come out and say things like, right now people are focused on education. Like, is it like a focus on education? That's one spot where you can win people over to be like, oh, this is who I'm putting in the Secretary of Education spot when I get elected. This is their background. This is
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I was so confused.
That's a voter demographic right there that you need to win over. You have to win over the education right now because that the end of the 1920 year lost a lot of people with education. Like they were literally like, you choose whether your child passes or fails. Throw out all the grades. You choose. That's not education.
But yeah, you're right. I can't even.
That's not
I can't
education.
even-
A Zoom is not an education.
I'm not saying now that is.
A Zoom is not a. When in college did you take online courses and had to get on a multi-conference Zoom? They gave you your work. It was like, teach yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This is on you. So now it's a responsibility that, of course, parents were not ready for,
Of course.
but they have to inherit that. And now the teacher's going to give you what you need. The teacher's going to give your child what they need. You have to come in and be
an
a
involved
parent.
I said that.
You have to.
I said that.
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't say that's not. I didn't say that. What did I say? I said that's not being a parent, my nigga. The parent has to become a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Because the parent has to know the information,
Exactly.
In order
That's
to
another
explain it
thing.
to their child. The parent does not have to become the parent. The parent has to become a whole teacher. The parent has to become a student to learn what the fuck is going on, because the parent is not gonna know what the fuck his kid is going to be teaching right now.
Not in
Come
in,
on,
in
because
the,
my
not in the
parents never
aspect
knew
and
what the
not in
fuck-
the aspect
Not-
of each
but-
grade level.
To actually,
I'm not
to
saying.
actually
sit down and
I'm
do
saying
it.
that's part of holding yourself accountable as a parent, is to do what's necessary for your kid to get the proper education. Right?
kind of, but it's your job as a teacher. Like we literally somebody gets paid to do that.
Very little.
But it doesn't matter.
At this stage in the game,
This is
we're
what I'm
not
saying.
talking about
Let's
pay.
We're not
put
talking
it like
about
this.
pay.
Let's put it like this.
Let's throw money
You
off the table.
You gotta think. For one, you're saying yes, it's a teacher job. For as little as teachers are getting paid compared to other professions, with the most important, let's be real, teaching is one of the most important professions, right?
Listen.
This
Right. Your point is valid.
So
but your point is that
we
valid.
already
Let's
are
take
only
money off the
doing.
table.
We're already doing it for the love of the kids and for the love of. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I'm taking it off the table because if they really wanted money, you would strive to be a college professor. If you really wanted money, you would strive to be something higher than an elementary school teacher, because elementary school teachers really don't make a lot of money. They don't. So that's already, you're doing it off the base of the love for the kids. You're doing it off the base of trying to help. You want to help the future generation.
Okay, and keep your ass on that damn Zoom call talking to them kids.
Right, but that's 30 minutes to 40 minutes at a time.
Okay, so
The rest of the time when education is needed, because we're not in the school setting.
y'all should be doing one-on-one Zoom calls, setting up times, appointments.
So,
It's simple.
And also, teachers have kids too.
They should be in fucking school with their damn teachers.
All right. Okay.
They should be on Zooms with their teachers. right?
Okay.
Yes.
Let's move on.
On another computer
Where?
in their house.